For today's lessons, we are going to learn how to express the single fraction into partial fractions. So, we are going to concentrate in proper fraction only. What is partial fractions? So, if we still remember, during our secondary school, we learned how to convert the partial fraction into a single fractions. So today, we are going to do the reverse process, that is, express the single fraction into the partial fractions. Basically, we are going to consider three categories of denominators. So we have the linear factors, repeated linear factors, and quadratic factors. Let me introduce to you one by one. So, let me show you the linear factors partial fraction decompositions by using the following examples. So, we want to express the 5x minus 4 over x squared minus x minus 2 in partial fraction. So, let me show you how we do the partial fraction decompositions through these three examples. So, we start with the linear factors. So, the step 1, so we are going to factorize the denominator. So, we notice that the denominator can factorize as the linear factors. Then, the step 2, we write one partial fraction for each of those factors. So, since this is the linear factor, so I may write as a over x minus 2 plus b over x plus 2. So the denominator is linear, the numerator should be a constant. So for the step 3, I will equalize the denominators and we compare the numerator as this. To find the constant a and b, I'm going to use the substitutions methods. Okay. So for the factors x plus 1, I have the zeros of minus 1, and for the factors x minus 2, I have the 0 of 2. This is why I will start from substituting the x equal to minus 1 for both sides. So for the left hand side, I will get the minus 9, and for the right hand side, I will have the 0 plus b multiplied with minus 3. Therefore, I will get the b as 3. And I will substitute another value, that is x equal to 2. Okay, so I will substitute to both left hand side and right hand side. So I will get the 6 equivalent to a times 3 plus 0. So I will get the value of a as 2. Okay, after that, I will rewrite your answers into the partial form. So this is the value of a that we get, and this is the value of b that we get. We just substitute into the partial form. Okay, we proceed to the repeated linear factors examples. So we are going to convert this single fraction in partial form. So first of all, we are going to recognize the type of factors. So we recognize which is the repeated linear factor. So you will notice that we have a linear factor of x and the repeated linear factor as x plus 1 squared. Okay, after that, we are going to write in the partial form. So for the linear factor, I will have the a over x, and for the repeated linear, so since they repeated 2 times, so I will have the b over x plus 1 plus c over x plus 1 squared. So this one must do in pair. After that, in step 3, I'm going to equalize the denominators as this and compare the numerators for both sides. To find the constant a, b, and c, I prefer to use the substitutions value methods. I may choose the value of 0 because I notice that there is x as the numerator here. Okay, so I substitute both sides to get the value of a equal to 6. Another value that I can choose is the -1. So I will have the C as 9. Okay, finally I can choose any value. Let's say I choose x equal to 1. So I will get the value of b here. Step 5, so I just rewrite the answers in the partial fractions form. So this is the value of a that we get, and this is the value of b, and this is the value of c. So we proceed to the next example, is the quadratic factors. So first step, so we do the same thing. We are going to recognize the factors type. So we have the linear factors and the quadratic factors here. So we write in the partial fractions form. So we have for the linear factors, I will have the a over x minus 5, and for the quadratic, so I will have the numerator as bx plus c. So the denominator is quadratic and the numerator should be the linear factors. So we proceed to step 3 to equalize the denominators as this, and I compare the numerators for both sides. To finding the constant a, b, and c, I use the methods of substitutions value and the comparisons. Okay, I start with the substitutions of x equal to 5 to get the value of a here. Okay, and I proceed with the comparison methods. So I compare the coefficient of x squared. Both sides, I will get the constant b. And finally, I equalize the coefficients of constants, so I will get the values of constancy here. And for the final step, I just rewrite the fractions into the partial fraction form as this.